Hey guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel and to technically another Plan Miss video. Obviously, I did not manage to get all of my videos up before Christmas happened, and now it is the new year, and yeah, Lindsay's still behind on Plan With Me's. It's fine. This is totally cool. But I tried, and unfortunately, life got in the way, which was something I was worried was going to happen. But I'm still going to be uploading all of the Plan Miss videos. They are still going to be labeled as Plan Miss, even though they did not go up on time. I will still be uploading them, and they will still have the normal intro and outro, and then obviously I think it's like 6 more that I have left because this is day 19, so I think there's like 6 more left after this, but I apologize, guys. I tried. I just failed, unfortunately, but I hope you guys all had a great New Year and Christmas and everything. I'm going to talk a little bit about the spread, then I'll go back to that. But I'm planning the week of October 28th through November 3rd. This is the week of Halloween, and I'm using the Glam Planner Nightmare Kit, which is like a Nightmare Before Christmas kit, which I decided to use because it was the first year of the Oogie Boogie Nights. So I decided to use this one just to kind of commemorate the Oogie Boogie like parties and stuff like that happening for the Halloween season. So yeah, anyway, going back to what I was talking about, so Christmas was really, really good. I spent the whole entire time with my family. I had Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off, and I spent it with my family, which was really, really nice to just be able to spend some time with family. Sometimes it does get a little overwhelming, but overall it was pretty good. And then right after that, I went back to work, and it was insane. Work was literally ridiculous. So even if I wanted to try to film, I was so exhausted that there was no way it was going to happen. And my whole entire goal was to make sure that I was not getting sick, because I have already been sick twice this year. Well, technically last year, I guess you can say now. But I really just did not want to get sick again. So I was like, you know what? Don't film the videos. Don't stress about it. You're already stressing out about like a ton of other. Oh my gosh, words are hard. You're already stressing out about a ton of other things. So that was why I made the decision to not try to stress myself out with the rest of the videos for this. And I figured a majority of you guys would understand. And I told you guys at the beginning of Plan Miss, there was no guarantee that I was actually going to be able to finish it. Like, there was no guarantee. I told you guys at the beginning, I was like, I'm going to try my hardest, but there is no guarantee that I was actually going to get all those videos up on time. I did a pretty decent job, but unfortunately just, time got away from me, but I'm still going to be uploading all of these videos, and I promise I will get caught up. I am determined to be caught up on these Plan With Me's. For anyone who is curious, I'm currently putting down rose-colored days overlays. They are from her little like overlay rolls that she has. So I am putting those down on the glitter headers, and then I believe the rest of the overlays are from Scribble Prints Co. Apart from like the confetti looking one that's on the gates. That is the only one that is from Rose Colored Days. So yeah, other than that, I celebrated New Year's last night. As I'm filming this voiceover, it is January 1st, so for me, New Year's Eve was last night, which was really fun, and I'm excited to see what 2020 brings. I have a decent amount of resolutions that I will probably talk about in maybe my next Plan With Me. Not 100% sure, because I'm going to run out of time on this one to even talk about like random things at the beginning of this, but I do have some resolutions that I'm actually really excited for, because they're not your typical resolutions where you're like, oh, I really want to like work out or like get fit or anything like that. Or like, I want to lose weight. It's not anything like that. It is purely just like, I don't know. It is me just kind of focusing on myself, and that is my whole entire goal for the year of 2020. Focus on myself, and I will be good. So again, I will kind of talk more about that in my next Plan With Me. That's, who knows when that's going to be going up, but I promise it will hopefully be coming soon. Actually, I don't promise that. I'm just going to say, hopefully it will be soon. So yeah, I did do all of my sidebar, and now moving on to the actual days. So the first thing that I did was I put down the work label, and then I put down a bill due, because I did have one of my credit cards due on this day. And then underneath that, I did watch some Plan With Me's, so I used a Odd Loop Girl, which now I think about it, I haven't purchased from Odd Loop in a very long time. Are they even still a shop? I'm curious. I'm going to look it up. I'm curious. We're going to type in Odd Loop, because like I haven't like seen anything from them in a long time. I mean, they're still on Etsy, so possibly. I mean, if they're still on Etsy, I just haven't seen them, like, make anything new in a long time, so I don't know, but they are still shop, but so I'll still link them down below, but I did use a little planner girl to mark that, and then I used some Chipotle icons to mark that I did go to Chipotle for lunch. Moving on, underneath that, I took a munchkin that is holding some pumpkin spice lattes, which I use that to actually mark the pumpkin cream cold brew, which I severely miss. Like, I really, really think that they need to bring that back, like, and have it be, like, a whole year thing, because it is so good. And I was gonna get the Irish cream cold brew the other day, and they were sold out, and I was so sad, and I was like, are y'all just, why? Just why? I was so sad. So I now have to find a new cold brew. I think there's like a sweet cream cold brew that's like vanilla or something, so I might be trying that one next, but like the pumpkin cream cold brew though, oh my gosh, it's so good. And then underneath that I used a car icon from the kit to mark that I got some gas, and then I used a half box and a little emoji on a pizza slice to mark that we did go to Pizza Press after work, which sounds really good right now. We haven't been in a while. I go through like withdrawals, I feel like. I'm like, I need the food, I need Pizza Press. Moving on, I don't know, I'm in a very like interesting mood today. Not entirely sure why. But moving on to Tuesday, I put down the work label, and then I put down a squared off half box, and then this is a little ghost from Fox and Cactus to mark that I did watch Casper, which I don't watch that movie very often, but like I forgot how good that movie is. It is so good. I know all of you are just like, Lindsay, Christmas just ended. You're still talking about Halloween. You need to stop. I'm working on it. I promise. I'm working on it. I'm actually kind of debating on if I want to do like up-to-date plan with me's while mixing in the older ones at the same time, but I don't want to confuse anyone. So that's what the whole purpose of Planmas was for me to be able to like catch up on the older ones. I don't know. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just going to try to get as many plan with me's out. That way I can try to catch up, because I'm a slacker and I suck sometimes. But you know, that's life. It's fine. Moving on, underneath that, I told you, I'm in a very, like, interesting mood today. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's New Year's Day. We're having a good time. It's a new year. We're good. Anyway, moving on. Underneath Casper, I took a nail icon from Scribble Prints Co. to mark that I painted my nails. And then I took a munchkin with some shopping bags to mark that we went to the Lego store. And we went to the Lego store before we went to work, so we went in downtown Disney. So we also did go to Sprinkles Cupcakes. So I used a fancy label and then an emoji with the cupcake to mark that. While I was trying to find cupcake stickers, I realized that I have literally zero. I have no cupcake stickers. I have no idea why, but you know, I just didn't for some reason. So I used that one. That's the only sticker that I have that I could have used. So I used that to mark Sprinkles Cupcakes, and then we convinced our manager to go pick up food for us. So she went to go pick up for us some soup in a bread bowl, which was very surprising that she actually went and like got it, because long walk, it's a lot to do, but you know, it's fine. But I put down a icon from Scribble Prints Co. to mark clam chowder in a bread bowl, which also sounds really good. I think I'm just hungry. I feel like I'm always hungry when I film these plan with me's, and I'm just like, yes, need all the food. Or when I film the voiceovers. I don't know. Moving on, I digress. Underneath that, I then took a little, like, silly, like, munchkin, just because I didn't know exactly what else to use. I kind of thought about using the shrug one, but I was just like, no, we're gonna use the silly one, just because I can. But I used that to mark that I literally did nothing. Literally did nothing at work. Like, I think I was working on my project a little bit, but when I was doing that, I think we just kept getting distracted, and then it got to the point where I was just like there for like 3 hours, and I was like, I have done nothing. I'm just here because we keep getting distracted with a bunch of things, and I'm not entirely sure why we kept getting distracted, but we did. Also, my pen, gee what a surprise, was not working very well, so I had to like kind of like refresh it on a notes page to try to make it work a little bit better. But yeah, not entirely sure why I literally did nothing at work, but I literally did nothing at work, and I marked that just because I don't know why, because usually it's really busy. So I mark when it's busy. I also mark apparently when I do nothing at work, so it's totally fine. I think was starting to feel sick on this like week. Yeah, I got sick on this week, so that's also probably why I was just like, I'm not doing anything today because I started feeling sick the next day, and I'm sure I was probably just really, really, really exhausted, and that's probably why I also just did nothing. So, yeah, that is it for Tuesday. Moving on to Wednesday. So first thing I took was a Celeste that is from Scribble Prints Co. to mark that I was feeling sick. Oh wait, I lied. I put down some washi and then a sleep in sticker that is from Station Stickers. Sorry. I skipped that. For some reason it blended in with my glitter header and I was just like completely skipped over that. I couldn't see it. But then I put down the Celeste to mark that I was feeling sick, which I ended up getting beyond sick on this day, or not on this day, but like on this weekend. I was so sick, and fun fact, I was actually sick when I went to go buy my car, and I actually was not supposed to be at work or I was supposed to be at work instead of buying a car, but instead I went and bought my car this week. So we'll actually get into that a little bit more, but like it was to the point where my manager was like, you look like you are dying, you look so bad, like you need to go home type situation. Like we were at like a meeting type thing, and like he was looking at me and I'm like, what, why are you looking at me like that? He's like, because you look like death. And I was like, oh gee, thanks, like that's a great thing to hear when you're at work. It's fine, but like to be fair, I really did look like I was like dying. Like I really didn't feel good. I had a head cold, was sick, had the flu and everything, and I was just like, I no, just no. So yeah, that ended up happening on this weekend, but this was the start of it. So I did start feeling sick, unfortunately, on Wednesday, and then I used a trash icon from the kit to mark that I need to take out the trash. Also, I got interrupted in the middle of that. I'm not entirely sure why, but that's why like the lighting changed for a second, and then like you saw me have to put down my pen and pick it back up and everything, so something did change. I ended up getting interrupted, so I had to stop recording. But I did take out the trash, and then I used, I believe her name is Sienna from Scribble Prints Co. I used her to mark Jane the Virgin, because we are now on that Jane the Virgin bandwagon, where I literally just watch Jane the Virgin like constantly, which I have not watched it in a little bit. I think I'm on like season 3 or something like that, and I have not seen it in a while, and I need to probably go back and keep watching it because I need to eventually finish it. But for now, we still are just watching what we have right now. Or what? That was not English. I don't know what I just said. I have no idea what my brain is going to. It's just like blah, 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 today. I don't know what's happening with me. I am probably very annoying right now. I had a little bit of caffeine, which is probably why I'm talking like a mile per minute, but you know, it's fine. This is fine. And this is where I lose every single viewer on my channel, and no one ever watches my videos again. Totally fine. Anyway, we're gonna stop and go back to the plan with me. Focus, Lindsay, focus. So, underneath Jane the Virgin, I took a munchkin with some pumpkins because Lauren, who's my sister, and we went to a pumpkin patch, which was really, really cool. They actually had little houses that had pumpkins on them. And we very rarely actually go and buy a pumpkin, but for some reason we were like, we want to buy a pumpkin. So we did end up buying, each of us ended up buying a pumpkin, and then we did actually end up carving pumpkins that night too, which again was just exciting because we very rarely ever actually do that. So we did go to Pumpkin Patch, and then we did watch Halloween Town while we were carving pumpkins. So I used a munchkin that's dressed as a witch to mark that, and then I used a Glam planner, Bibbidi and Boo, to mark that we carved the pumpkins. I think I carved mine into bats, and then my sister carved in owl, which was really, really pretty, or really, really pretty, really, really cute. And then we did put some like candles in it and everything to make them flicker, and then we took like a boomerang and stuff. So yeah, we don't usually carve pumpkins, but it was fun to actually do that this year, which usually we end up building like gingerbread houses and stuff for Christmas, but we carved pumpkins instead for Halloween, which we don't usually do. We usually do the gingerbread houses, but this year we didn't do the gingerbread houses, so it's all good. It's fine. We kind of made up for it. Moving on to Thursday, which was Halloween. So I put down the work label. I did work on Halloween, purely just because I don't really have a reason to ask for it off. Like, it's not really like anything crazy to me, so I did end up working it. If it falls off, or if it falls on a day that I am off, then I will probably ask for it off, but if not, totally all good. Oh my god, why am I struggling? Totally all good, I will work it. Words are hard. Anyway, it was also our payday, so I put down a piece of washi and then a payday script from Scribble Prints Co. for that, and then I am waiting on some stickers to come from Once More With Love. I did order a Nightmare Before Christmas sheet that has all of the different characters on it, so I am waiting for that to come in the mail. So that is why Jack is weirdly placed up at the top. I did have Jack in an old sampler that I had, but I am waiting to get Sally so I could use her as well, which I figured I should use Nightmare Before Christmas characters purely just because this is a Nightmare Before Christmas kit. So I wanted to use the characters with it. But for marking Halloween, I used a half box and then a script sticker from Scribble Prints Co. and then the little Jack, like I said, is from Once More with Love, and I will wait for that sheet. That way I can put Sally down as well. Moving down below that, I used some Fox and Cactus Sanderson sisters to mark that I watched Hocus Pocus. And then I did eat all of the candy, so I used an emoji to mark that. And then if you guys can see, there is a squared off box down at the bottom. That is to mark the last Oogie Boogie Halloween party. However, I am waiting, like I said, for that sheet before I can actually use the stickers, because I want to use an Oogie Boogie for that. But I do not have a Oogie Boogie, like, character sticker, so I'm waiting for that sheet to come in the mail before I actually end up putting anything down there and actually writing it in. So that is why that box is empty. Moving on to Friday, I put down the work label, and then it was the first, so my Scribble Prints Co. subscription did go through, so I put down a bill due to mark that. And then underneath that, I use a Fox and Cactus girl that's in a bed to mark that I was so sick, which I did still go to work. I went to work on Friday and Saturday being sick, and probably shouldn't have done that, but you know, it's fine. I still did it. I call it the plague, so everyone on our team and everyone that I work with ends up getting sick during the holiday season. Like, without fail, doesn't matter who it is, you get sick. So I call it the plague because everyone gets sick and everyone gets the plague. So I actually was not the start of the plague, but there were a couple of the people that got sick before me. I've gotten sick twice, like I said. So when I had this one, everyone's just like staying away from me. They're like, oh no, like you're patient zero. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not patient zero. Someone else got me sick. But yeah, everyone was like staying away from me, and I probably should not have been at work, but you know, I had to finish my project because I finally finished that project on Saturday and it launched on Sunday, which I ended up calling out on Sunday anyway, so, you know, it's fine. I called out on the day that it launched, which I worked so hard on it, and then I called out, but, you know, I was told to by a manager, so it's fine. Anyway, I was really sick. I digress. Underneath that, I took a Netflix binge sticker to mark Jane the Virgin, and then I took a munchkin on a laptop. Why are words so hard? Oh my gosh. I put down the munchkin to mark that I had to work on my project, and then I took a squared off, like, fancy label type thing and an emoji with some tea to mark the medicine ball tea, which I am so glad that I have a Starbucks next to me that still makes medicine ball tea. Like, there's only one. The rest of them don't have it, but there's only one, and I'm so glad that they still make it. And then last but not least, I used a munchkin flipping everyone off because my check engine light came on again on my car, and like I said, this was before I got my new car. I actually got my new car on Sunday, so at this point I was just like, ah, crap, like my check engine light came on, they said it was fine, and then like, yeah, whole big issue. So yeah, the check engine light came on again. I put down my weekend banner very, very crookedly so you guys can see me trying to fix it, and then I ripped it, and then we just left it. So we have a crooked weekend banner, but it's totally okay. Moving on to Saturday, I put down the work label, and then I put down some washi and a sleep-in sticker that is from Station Stickers, and then I think I ended up driving my parents' car to work on this day purely just because I did not have the capability of driving in my own car because I had a check engine light on, and I think I've mentioned this before, I do commute to work, so me not having a reliable car was very difficult because of my commute to work, and just because it was not worth it to not have a reliable car. So, yeah, that's part of the reason why I ended up getting a new car also, is because I needed a car to get to work. So, yeah. Underneath that, I used a Simply Watercolor Co. coffee cup to mark that I did get some Dunkin' coffee, and then a Magic Prints Co. washing machine because I did wash my costume, and this is where we go into Lindsay feeling like death and her manager telling her that she looks like death. It's fine. Like, it's totally fine. I obviously sound better now. At the beginning of Plan Miss was when I actually was the second time I was sick, so if you guys heard that, that one was just as bad as this one. It's fine. We're all good. We're fine now. But, you know, if I get sick again, I'm going to yell at someone because I'm not sick anymore and they're still going to work being sick. Every person that I'm around is sick, and I'm just like, Get away from me. All of y'all, take your germs away from me. But I used another Celeste to mark that I felt like death. I literally put, I feel like death, because I did. I felt like death. I felt so bad. I sounded so bad. It was gross. And then underneath that, I took a half box and then a really happy munchkin that says, yay, to mark that I did finish my project. It was called the Bounding Initiative. I'm not going to talk anything more about it, but that was a project I was working on. You guys can make assumptions of what you think it is, but I'm not going to go into it at all. Like, literally, not gonna, like, talk about it. Nothing. Not at all. So, yeah, I did finish the project, which was really, really exciting. And my manager, because I was just like, well, I can't call out tomorrow. Like, I'm kind of worried. I don't know why I'm looking back at past spreads, but I think I was looking for something. I don't know what it was. But I was like, I can't. Like, it launches tomorrow. And he was just like, call out. It's fine. I know what we're doing. I've been working on it with you. Like, it's fine. I'm like, okay, so he did end up, like, filling my shift, and then I ended up calling out. So, yeah, it's fine. We're good. It's fine. And this, actually, now that I think about it, the project, like, thing that I worked on, it ran from the 3rd until January 5th, and so it's almost over. So it only has, like, 4 more days, which is exciting. But yeah, anyway, I finished the project. I'm going on so many random tangents. I don't know why. And then I used a Once More with Love little burger doodle to mark that I did go to In-N-Out that night. Even though I was feeling like death, I still went and got some food. Look at me go. And then on Sunday, I put down a half box. For some reason, I put that, like, squared off quarter box down first, down at the bottom. Not entirely sure why, but I did. But I put down a half box and then a munchkin with a clock to mark that it was daylight savings time, so it was a fall back. And instead of writing daylight savings, I did just write fall back because it's a lot easier and it would fit into that space. And of course, when I was writing, I ended up accidentally hitting the box with my pen and it drew like a little random line on it, which is totally fine. It's cool. I don't know how that happened, but it did, and it was kind of obnoxious, but you know, it's fine. Let's see if you can actually, like, can you see me do it? Probably. Oh, I had to switch pens because I was struggling with my pens again because, gee, what a surprise. Lindsay's always struggling with her pens to get them to work. I think I, like, hit it, like, right, like, it's, like, right at the end, right after I finished it or something. Oh, yeah, see? You can see it. I did hit it. It makes me sad. I technically did work on this day, and usually I put down a work label even if I have to call out, but in this kit, there's only 5 work labels, and I technically worked 6 days just because the calendar days are different for, like, my schedule, so I technically worked 6 days this week, but in reality it was only 5. Like I said, just my schedule was a little weird and off, but I didn't put down the work label because of that, but I did have to call out, so I used a icon from Scribble Prints Co. to mark that I called scheduling, and then I ended up looking at cars on this day, obviously, because you guys know I ended up getting a car, so I used a munchkin to mark that I was looking up cars, mainly just because I was stressing out so much, and I was home, and I was just like, I need to do something, so I ended up looking up cars. And then I ended up having a panic attack because I was stressing out so much. I ended up getting anxiety, and then, like, a whole situation ended up happening where I was just freaking out. So I used a munchkin to mark my panic attack, which was a very bad panic attack, and that was my first time my dad has ever seen me have a panic attack, and he was like, I have never seen you like that before. I was like, I know, you've never seen me have a panic attack. And it was bad. Like, it was one of the worst panic attacks I think I've had in a very, very, very long time, because I was so stressed out and I was sick and I couldn't breathe, and I was just like, I couldn't for the life of me get myself to calm down. Like, it took me, like, I think 30 minutes to an hour for me to finally calm down. So I did have a panic attack, and then I did watch some Jane the Virgin, so I used an emoji to mark that. And last but not least, I used a fangirly munchkin to mark that I bought my 2020 Fusion, which was exciting. I bought my new car. His name is Bruce, which there's a whole story behind why his name is Bruce, but I will explain that in a future spread. But I did end up buying a 2020 Fusion, which was really exciting because it's my first ever technical brand new car. The old car that I had was a Ford Focus, and that one was a used car when I purchased it, and the one before that was my grandma's car that I just inherited, I guess, technically from her. So that was me flipping through the kit and everything that I had left, and then this is a little wiggle for you guys just so you guys can kind of see the foil. But I apologize that this video did not go up on December 19th, but you know, life gets in the way, and I told you guys I was probably not going to get them all done on time, but thank you anyway for tuning in for all my Planmas videos. There will be 5 more, 6 more that will be coming, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already. I apologize that I have been a mess, and I will see you guys in another video very, very soon. Bye, guys!